Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to go over some items I picked up at the flea market. I was supposed to get that video done 2 days ago, but things were pretty busy this weekend, so I didn't get a chance to shoot the video and edit everything, so I'm going to be doing that now. Right now I'm just working on some Legos. With Legos, I wanted to mention you can sell just the individual pieces if you get enough of a lot. Like just the torsos, the heads, the legs. So I got a big batch of Legos, and legs were separated, heads were separated, some of the arms were off. So I decided just to bundle them up into lots of legs, lots of torsos. I have some that are partially complete with like head and some legs. Maybe they're missing accessories or something. So those I'm going to lot together in a separate sale. But these ones here, got 30. What was it? Start listing 30. I have 30 torsos here. Some of them have some of them are missing, like this guy here is missing his hand. However, this torso I'm familiar with is of Darth Vader or Anakin Skywalker. This is from the Palpatine shuttle set. So when he was burned in the end of episode 3. So I couldn't find the head, I couldn't find the helmet. They didn't have a helmet at that time, but I couldn't find the head, I couldn't find the legs. I didn't have an extra hand in the whole lot, so I'm going to sell it just in this big old bundle here. This one would probably be pretty valuable as far as Legos go, maybe 20 or 30 bucks if it was complete. Another good one that's about $20, $25 if it's complete. This is the body to General Grievous from Star Wars. So if you do find this out there, preferably complete, this is just the body. I couldn't find anything else of him. And then miscellaneous, a couple of Star Wars ones, some like city ones mixed up in here. Some I'm just not even familiar with, so I'm going to go ahead and just picture this stuff, get that ready, get that up and listed on eBay. And then I'll jump into the items that I got at the flea market. Some good stuff. So here's some of the items here that I got at the flea market. It's not everything, but I'll bring it out in slow batches because of my tiny little square here. But I was going through the flea market. I was going to go in order, but I left the first thing I bought. Either way, there's a guy that I buy from regularly. It's an older gentleman and a son that are usually selling there together. And they tend to have a lot of, vintage kind of 90s stuff. A lot of computer gaming stuff, and so I don't know where they get it from. I don't have a chit-chatty relationship with them just yet, but I have seen them there quite a bit, and they are familiar with with me, and I come by what I buy. So this time around I got actually everything I got from them is not on the table, but these two items I did. And I'll show you the rest, and I'll mention, what vendor I got it from. But this one here, I saw this on the table first. It's a Lemax. You definitely want to be on the lookout for Lemax. These are sold at Michael's. And this is part of their Christmas collection, Christmas Parade Marching Band. And they usually have, Lemax does the houses, they'll do Spooky Town. And sometimes they'll just have general stuff, just general, like, city stuff. For you to set up and decorate. And they usually, like the towns, and like if you see in the picture here, like the actual towns and the buildings, they will light up. They will either have LEDs or the light bulb that you clip on the inside. But this is more of an accessory pack here to add to your village. You even buy the little roadway. You can buy the roadway and everything to set up. And so we're really big fans of Lemax and their products, and we have several of them that we set up for Halloween and then also for Christmas as well too. So this, I'm actually going to sell it. We don't really do too much with the people. We have a lot of the houses and the villages. So, but this one here, picked this up. Again, I got this in a bundle. Well, again, based on my other videos, because when I talk about the flea market, I talk a lot about bundling items together to get a best price. This one I bundled up with a few other things, and I got this one for $12 in the bundle. And this one here should sell for about 40 bucks. It is brand new in there. Next item here is some Vans. Now, typically Vans, you want to get them, pretty cheap. I mean, they generally, uh, go anywhere from $20 to $30, depending on the size and the style. So I used to buy, Vans when they were a good price, but prices people are charging a lot more for Vans, shoes in general. So I can't be paying the higher price, and I don't want to make a lower profit on them. So I just decided to mostly, now I'm going to say it, I'm not going to say I'm not buying shoes. I'm going to say I'm mostly getting out of the shoe market, unless something like this comes up. Now this one here, they're a pair of Vans. They say Mountain Edition. But what got me was the wording on the side, which is Fear of God. And if you're familiar with the shoe market, if you're a sneakerhead, you will know Fear of God primarily from Nike. And Nike Fear of Gods, I mean, they can go for the thousands. But I didn't even know they did a collaboration with Vans. Fear of God is a designer. That's not his name. I don't know his real name, but when you see shoes, it'll be the Fear of God. You'll see the FOG. This is from 2017. I didn't know they collabed with Vans, but these are actually some pretty cool shoes. They're kind of reminiscent of the when I saw them, they kind of look like the when Kanye West did a collaboration with Nike in the beginning of his shoe collaboration days. They kind of had this similar, like, I don't think it was, I have to look at the shoes again, but I don't think it was this strap here, but it was a lot of red, kind of like a tactical looking shoe. And this is what this kind of reminded me of, but Fear of God is that's separate designer, separate from Kanye West. These are US men's size 8, and these go for a few comps. There was one for 100, one for 200. Listed right now, they're all around $200, so I went ahead and listed this for 200, and I put best offer. I ended up paying up a little bit more. I got this from the same vendor, I got the Lee Max, but I didn't throw this one into the bundle. And he wanted actually 45, but I got them for 35. So $35, and hopefully these will go for 150, maybe 200 if they go for my full asking. They're for really good condition. Nice leather and everything. And when you're looking at, higher end shoes like this, you really got to be familiar. I've been doing shoes for a while now, and you really got to be familiar with, the quality of the shoe, because you don't want to, something like this could be faked. I mean, it happens every day in the shoe market. A lot more Nikes, a lot more Adidas are faked, but there are fake Vans too, especially a designer brand like this. So be careful out there. You definitely want to make sure to look it over. It helps knowing the person selling it as well too. I mean, and it helps looking at their, what they're selling as well. And they were selling, like Lee Max products, which are kind of a high end, not necessarily a high end quality, but kind of a high end name when it comes to decor. A lot of vintage computer stuff. I was looking at his table, and these were just sitting there on top. So right off the bat, I was like, all right, I didn't initially think they were fake. Then I picked them up. I felt, nice, like a little leather on the inside there. Nice suede. The stitching looks great. I did a pretty decent visual inspection. And overall, I mean, and I also looked at pictures online really quick, but it's legit. So hopefully these sell, and these should be coming up hopefully soon in a what sold video. I'll definitely be doing that on these shoes. I'm going to do a lot more cuts in this video just because I am helping out on my day job today. So it's actually a weekend. It's a Sunday I'm filming this, so kind of odd for me to work on a Sunday, but opted to help out today, so I'm going to be doing a lot more. You'll see a lot more cuts in this video. Okay, something else here that I picked up. This is on again, something I wouldn't necessarily tell everybody to pick up unless you're familiar with it. This is I featured something similar in my previous video regarding when I was testing computer hardware, but this is a RAID card, a RAID controller. So this will allow you to hook up multiple hard drives to this card, And this is a little bit different. It's a little older than what I showed in my previous video. And this connector, you can see on the picture here, this is the connectors you're going to use to connect your hard drives to it. It's an old standard. It's called IDE. Was the connector that's called. And basically it sent data, through the connection in a parallel format. Where the newer ones, they do a serial format. Definitely look it up if you're not familiar with that. Look it up on Google. There's plenty of information out there. But this was brand new in the box, and I got it for $2, $2 or $3. I combined this with a keyboard, and this should go for about $30. And this stuff I already did list. I already got the stuff listed. My plan was to do the video, then list it, but things were getting crazy. Things were getting busy. The other thing I picked up, this was at the last minute. As I was walking out, I always pick up brand new DVD discs. Brand new, ready to be burned. An image to be burned onto them. This is brand new. I don't pick up singles or even 5-packs or 10-packs. They got to be 25 packs or more. And I have to pick it up for cheap. This I got for $3, and this should resell for $15. The better ones are like the 50 to 100 count. I mean, more than that, better. So the more blank DVDs in a brand new case, the better. And those do sell. The bigger ones go for like 30 to 40. Even CDs. But CDs, blank CDs, you really want to get them cheap. And I won't pick up anything less than 50 count. You want to get at least a 50 count or more when it comes to blank CDs when you're reselling them. And make sure they're brand new. You gotta make sure they're brand new in there. I'm gonna go pull a few more items I did pick up at the flea market, and we'll review those as well too. So I did end up picking up one thing for myself here, and I got this little Radio Shack slot machine, which I used to have as a kid. And I thought it was brand new, but when I opened it up, there was a ton of corrosion in the battery compartment. So I'm gonna clean this up. Hopefully I can get this working. Here, this was the first thing I picked up, and just a little leather pouch, kind of dirty. And the only reason why I didn't pick it up was because if you can see it in there, it says Dr. Martens, and it's Dr. Martens wallet or checkbook holder. I don't know. It may or may not have had a chain. There's like a hole here. But I thought that was pretty cool. I can't find any sold comps on this exactly. But I did find other wallets, which were listed for around $30. This one I'm not sure. I mean, it's definitely vintage. It's definitely older. So I think I'm going to lean towards 50 or 60 bucks on that. And this one I got for, she asked $5, and I ended up paying $3 for it. And I'll probably go 50 to 60 bucks on that. I'm not sure. I might even do 100, sorry. I might even do 100 on that and just wait for an offer and see what happens. But Dr. Martens, the shoes are still great to pick up at a good, at the right price. The shoes are excellent to pick up. I have sold the shoes before, and there are accessories out there, and we'll see how this goes. And I'll definitely give you guys an update if that sells. And the same vendor that I got the Limax figures from, I also picked up this Limax stuff here. And this is a Limax little headlights you can add to your Village. A little battery pack in there. Brand new, never used. So this goes for about $25 to $30. And this was in a bundle for 12 bucks. Picked up this too. Now this, it's kind of funny because last year we ended up getting a new addition to our Halloween town, and we needed an adapter to plug in all the lights. So yeah, I was going to Michael, Target. No one had adapters. No one had any adapters anywhere. So I ended up having to order just a generic one off Amazon. But this right here, this adapter goes for about 30 to 40 bucks on eBay. keep your eye out for these Leemax adapters. They sell. People need them. This has multiple. You can connect multiple items to this one adapter, to this one power source here, and you can power up a few of your houses or lighting elements. So definitely look out for anything Leemax. You want to look it up. It's generally pretty good, especially if it's brand new. The other thing I picked up, and I picked this up just on a whim, just because it had the Toys R Us bag. I haven't even looked up the item inside, but it's a stuffed animal. I'm assuming it's a vintage stuffed animal, and it's a little cat. It says "squeeze me," but that doesn't work. So I'm guessing it's pretty old. If that doesn't work, there's no other really real identification on it other than Charming Toys, LA, California. I don't know, $10 to $15. And this I got in a bundle too, so I bundled this up with this little slot machine guy, because I wanted that. And I bundled up with a keyboard, which I'll bring over here to the table as well too. Alright, I got 2 keyboards. This one, I think I may or may not have featured it in a video before. The Microsoft Ergo 4000 keyboard. Sell pretty routinely, 30 to 40 bucks. This one with the box, I'll probably price up a little bit more because it does have the box, and it's pretty mint in there. So the keyboard's in there, the accessory, which kind of props up the keyboard, is in there as well too. That was a great find. Got this in a bundle. $12 was the bundle. It's actually 40, 50, maybe 60 bucks. We'll see. The other keyboard I grabbed here is an old vintage. Don't even know what the branding is. I did look up the model number on this one. Has old style connector. You can see there. This connector is called a PS2 connector. Some modern computers have it, some don't. They do make adapters, so you can put this into a USB. But this is an older style Ergo keyboard. I hit that model number in, and something came up, and I think it was listed at $80. Nothing sold, so we'll see. I'll probably list it at $50 and open up offers and see what happens. It is missing one little slider thing here, which I don't know. I mean, I guess that kind of... I don't know why you would need to adjust the... Oh, that raises up. Okay. That would raise the keyboard up is what that does. But it is missing one here. The keyboard does look like it's a little... See right there, it's a little punched out, which I'll have to push back in. It does have these risers fully in place, and I did test those. But I still need to test the keyboard out and see it working. But it's an older style Ergo keyboard, and hoping this will go for about 30 bucks or so. I got this one along with that card, which is brand new, for I think that too was around. That was like around 12 bucks as well. It was funny. Everything was like 12 bucks, 12 bucks, 12 bucks. Kind of weird the way that it kind of works out sometimes. You'll pay one thing, and then all of a sudden you'll start, that'll be the price of the day that, you'll be getting stuff at. But, I like keyboards. I have, have so many keyboards. I'm a keyboard fan. But I do like picking them up. I like selling them. I keep the boxes in stock that are long enough to ship these out, and I do pretty well just doing keyboards along with everything else. So definitely keep your eye out for those Fear of God shoes if you do see them. Pretty rare, but they will pop up. The Nike Fear of Gods, those ones you're gonna have to be really careful. Those ones will, I've never seen any of them, but just based on experience, yeah, you will see a lot of fakes out there. And everybody gets fooled by fakes. I was fooled by a fake last year. I bought a pair of Yeezys, the 350 I think they were, and it came with a box, came with the original receipt, and it turns out that not only were the shoes fake, but the receipt was faked as well too, which I didn't even know they, I know they fake the they can fake like the StockX little authentication tag, but dang, I didn't know they faked the receipt. And I knew when you typed in the receipt online, like I just typed in some of the specifics of the receipt, because I had like the name of who handled the transaction at the store, the Foot Locker receipt, And once I typed that in, I took foot locker receipt. I typed the name of the person that handled the transaction, apparently, and something very similar to the receipt that I had in my hand popped up. And I was like, oh man, I can't believe it. Everything else would look good. I mean, everything looked good. They were a bigger size too. They were like a size 15 or something, and I got fooled. And just be careful when you're buying shoes, especially higher end shoes. It's easy to get fooled by fakes that are out there. These ones I thoroughly checked out even before I paid the guy, so these are definitely legit. Also, look at the brands too. Some brands are faked more than others. Obviously, Nike, Adidas are more popular, so those are the ones that people that make fakes will go after, and they'll try to sell them. But either way, that's where I'm going to leave you guys here today. Oh wait, one more thing. One Bolo we got the other day at the it was a bad day at Goodwill the other day, so really nothing going on. I was striking out. I was pulling good stuff that could have been, or pulling stuff that could have been good. But let me just show you one thing. So we're striking out left and right, and then my wife pulls out one of this little votive. And if you're familiar with this, it's a Glassybaby. Has the original tag, paid $2.19 for it. Lift this up a little bit. Come on. Jump. I want to be careful. I don't want to use the heat gun on this because I don't want to peel off the... I don't want to accidentally peel the main tag. Okay, but there it is. Glassybaby. You can kind of see the little stamp down there, which also says Glassybaby as well too. But this one here, I don't know, anywhere between $60 to $100 for this guy. This little Glassybaby votive. Keep your eye out for these. Usually about $2 or so at the Goodwill. Boom, into maybe $50, $60, $100. So got another one of these. Like I said, it's a lot of striking out at the Goodwill. I pulled a nice projector, which goes for about $200. However, I couldn't get it to start. I was testing it out while I was there. Nothing was working. Then I pulled out a cable modem, which cable modems aren't really that great. But if you find a cable modem that has, you'll say like DOCSIS or DOCSIS 3.0, they're pretty generic, But if it says 3.1, those ones give you higher speeds. So if your provider provides those speeds that are above 1 gigabyte, you'll be able to take advantage of that. And so I found one there, opened it up. Turns out someone had upgraded and put the old one in there. Another strikeout there. I found this Super Mario figures. Opened up the box. All the accessories weren't in there. It looked like it was good, but then I found like this Nerf gun kind of. It wasn't Nerf, but it was a different brand. I found that. Opened it up. The charging tag. It was a proprietary charging cord, so that wasn't in there. So I'm like, oh, it was just one thing after another. Like it could have been, $500-$600 in potential profit, down to me basically putting everything away, which was really heartbreaking and discouraging. But you got to keep going. You got to keep pushing. If the Goodwill's not going to be working out, then switch gears. Otherwise, I'll probably leave you guys today. Thumbs up, comment down below. I'll see you in the next one. One thing I forgot to show you that I'm tacking on at the end of this video. This was a flea market find. I don't have my chest mount on, so you might see the camera moving around a little bit more than normal. But this little conferencing setup here I found. I saw it just sitting there on the ground just like this. And no power cords, no nothing to it. I spent $30 on it just because I saw comps right around 150, maybe a little bit more, 200 or so. I did confirm that it works, so I did test this out. It says it's by Verizon, and just using one hand here. It's called a Yalink. Adjust the light here for everybody. There we go. And just a video conferencing setup. It looks like it uses, I did fire it up, and it looks like it just uses like an Android software to power this. It has some USB ports on the side. Apparently you can connect to this Bluetooth with your phone and use your phone as a speaker as well. But it has a bunch of ports in the back. Now this is powered up by way of PoE, or power over Ethernet. So you do need a power over Ethernet setup at, you know, if you're going to test this at home or, you know, the office. Just be aware of that. And there's PoE, or power over Ethernet injectors, which will get you your network connection and your power, so that way you can hook up some of your devices that just require that. There's no other power cords to this. There's no other way to power this up except through your Ethernet port. It says internet here, but you know, you'll get your internet through your Ethernet, which is connected to your network. So some routers or switches, you know, the switches will have power over Ethernet already integrated into it, and then you wouldn't need to worry about that. But a quick and easy way to test this is to order a PoE injector on Amazon. They're, you know, around 20 bucks or so. Good to have on hand if you ever do encounter kind of these devices. A lot of cameras too are powered, home security cameras are powered over just Ethernet, so it's good to have one on hand so you can test devices. There's nothing in these boxes. They're just padding. But I tested it, it works. So I don't know, I probably might list this for maybe 200, 250, because it is confirmed it's working, and see where it goes. And then hopefully this will show up in a what sold video. Either way, another Bolo, guys, for you to look out for in that Flea Market, Goodwill, wherever you're sourcing at. You know, great item. Maybe a couple $100 right there. Thank you guys for watching.